Wow, an added bonus. I died last night, but hmm, sad. That bit's sad. I'm remembering to try and keep this cheerful. This is a man back from the dead to just say final farewell. I think it is because hoping for the miracle of all these wrong things being put right is keeping me alive. The main thing is keeping me alive is the dog. But what has happened, see, over Christmas and Boxing Day and the next day, we spent most of the time in bed in the caravan because the temperatures have now gone down well below zero. You know, it's freezing point during the day, and when the light goes down, it drops 10 degrees or more. It is very cold. I mean, even the McDonald's bringing the chips over to my table, they've gone cold. It's very, very cold. Living in the caravan. A lot of black mold developing on the walls and in the duvets because of the water running down all the time we've been there. You know, cold water in the bedding, and lungs are just about croaked. Good lungs, 53 and a half years of smoking crack tobacco. Yeah, I've done a lot of damage to my lungs and I feel guilty about that, but don't worry, I'm paying the death penalty, so that's why I'm pleading guilty. Don't let it be said I was proud of smoking tobacco. No, I was proud to be one of the few to smoke real cannabis and to get really high and to go around the world investigating getting high. Well, not all the way around the world, you know, just Amsterdam, Saint-Tropez, Juan-le-Pin, Antibes, Nice, Cannes, Monte Carlo, Geneva, Amsterdam, London, Hong Kong, oh, the nudist club in Kent, and then Heathrow, Hong Kong, into China, into what was supposed to be a communist country, with the very latest 8mm video camera. The only thing portable enough to walk around the streets in Lhasa. Anyway, Lhasa was after going through China, you know, Canton, Guilin, Nanyang, Chengdu, Kunming. Lhasa. Lhasa is the capital of Tibet, where the Dalai Lama come from. Yeah? And then I couldn't breathe up there because it is about 14,000 feet up. It's higher than the Alps when you're just lying in your bed in Lhasa, and I couldn't breathe. I certainly couldn't do tobacco because just without doing tobacco and just smoking a little bit of resin, cannabis resin, which I bought in China, but it came out of Afghanistan, in a little pipe, toots. That was God Almighty, and I could see the future and the past. I could see that China, 1/4 of the planet's population living in China, and when I went there, it was a failed communist experiment that was begging out for smart capitalist investment, being very careful that they maintained control of all operations and that the profits stayed in China. Yeah, and at least half the workforce, but most of the workforce was Chinese, right? So you could see that. That was like, I looked back at Britain from there and I thought, hey, we're all unemployed, mate. Anything we can do, they can do cheaper. And I mean anything. And hey, since the 90s, when the computers hit the market, the first to get them was Hong Kong. It was probably little boys in Chengdu where I saw primitive China, you know, very old. Opium den, for example, you probably don't see many of them nowadays, but I was in an opium den in Chengdu. But then him in Chengdu now has got a Sony smartphone. You know what my Facebook friends say? They say this old man is nothing important, but that's because God Almighty told me very early on I would not be successful on my mission if I became famous. And then I was taught by intelligence, MI6, SIS, National Criminal Intelligence Unit, and police intelligence. They taught me anything that's got any celebrity can be chopped faster than an anonymous citizen, right? You get my drift, which is I should have my own Wikipedia page, especially because I was right in on the beginning of Wikipedia. But I won't. See, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. If you're going to be a superhero, unless you can get one good friend, you're dead. Alone in a caravan, freezing cold, ice on the windows, inside, and a smell of musty, damp decay. Just been there for a month. So God knows what we're breathing in all the time. My body's saying, I don't know how you're doing this, man. It is will mind over matter. Yeah, what a great adventure. I really did want to share it. I felt that the publication of the truths of my story would cause transformations in the society because it would force the admission of crimes on the part of those in authority, all the way from, as I say, MI6, hi guys, all the way down through the police, the social services, the council, the housing services, all these handout charities for parasites and non-functioning human beings, causing an increase in the population of non-functional, dysfunctional, greedy grabbing parasites that are supported from birth by the state, fed mentally a lot of crap so that they can go around producing lots of social problems, which keeps a lot of people employed, busily trying to handle them, talking to them about their drink problems. Are you thinking of stopping? Yes, I'm thinking of stopping. Yes. Can I get my sandwiches now and my biscuits? Anything to take away? Yeah, I'm thinking of stopping. I'll see you next week. And she's getting paid a lot of money for handing out these sandwiches and biscuits. And he's costing a lot of money. And one clever stroke on a computer could end that problem. You've got another social worker looking for a new job. Yeah, well, we could transform society, but as I say, I would need one genuine friend. I did make approaches to the person in the community that I thought was most likely to be right. I thought this person had contributed a lot to the community, so much that he has his own Wikipedia page. In fact, it was him that started the Institute of Urbanism, the British Institute of Urbanism. Yeah, a leader like myself, but he has gone the celebrity route. If he was really controversial, he would have been chopped long before he got to his current position. Me, if I stood for election, well, I can't even phone up because I paid £250 several months ago for this Sony smartphone. which was to work along with my block rocker so that I can do my job, which is I need to bring out the truth in areas where there would seem to be some reluctance to admitting the truth. You know, like today we had a couple of community police officers and 2 ambulance people in my caravan, me in bed going, I am dying, I am dying, I am dying. We should be in a hostel, you know. Why does Toll House Court say they won't take dogs? They will only take dogs if you've been in hospital, which explains the 3 or 4 dogs that people have seen living there in the last couple of years. But it means it says they can say no to Will Smile, and you can tell them you can be accommodated in fish ponds where you'll be able to do your mission very well because your neighbour on each side will have a dog and a drugs and alcohol problem and mental health issues, which means there you go, you can preach to that lot. Wait a minute, I'm the man that's trying to cleanse society of all of that problem. You don't want to house me right in the middle of it. You want to house me near the better quality of younger people who will be constituting the respectable aspect of society in the future, which means I should live in Bedminster, preferably Southville. But, hey, as we say, I am band 4. There are 5 bands. Band 1 is top priority. Band 1 is if you need to be rehoused within the next 3 months, you're band 1. They get most of the houses that are available. I've seen perfectly suitable properties come up in Southville and Bedminster that went to people in band 1. I haven't a hope in hell in band 4. But that is just a little administrative error that probably won't be brought up at the inquest. There probably won't be an inquest. There probably won't be much investigation of my death because of the horrible truth that there is not one person to whom I am currently connected who gives a shit whether I wake up again or not, or whether I'm suffering intensely or having orgasms as usual. Well, it took a lot to stop the orgasm. Yeah, so that's a lonely position in this society because that means stiffing caravan, dog going doolally, poor alley. Yeah, and cause of death, any one of a dozen. You know, there is a smell of butane. He did say he had a heart problem, a lungs problem, a stomach problem, feet problem, teeth are rotten, falling out. Yes, who gives a damn? Sad that, but I remember, yeah, like back in my teens, 15, 16, every night I read a whole I read as much as I can of a spy novel. I went through all the James Bonds very quickly because Ian Fleming used to end a chapter with something very exciting. It would go, Bond reached to put the switch on and part of the door frame blew out in his face. And that's the end of the chapter, and you're supposed to go to sleep and to wait for tomorrow. So you go, what was it? It goes, a Luther PPK is very quiet if it's got a silencer attached. James had not heard the thunk of the bullet, but he'd seen it splatter in the door frame, right? And I lived that fantasy, and when I finished James Bond, I did all the Alistair MacLean, Hammond Innes, everybody that was in the genre of thrillers and intelligence, ending up with Ludlam. But in amongst there was The Spy Who Came In From a Cold. It was just a novel that became a million seller, and I think the Russian author was nominated for a prize. But it was The Spy That Came In From a Cold. And that taught me what it's like being a secret agent. It's rough. Nobody knows the truth about who you are. They all accept the apparency. You remember you young ones, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, yeah? They're taught by Splinter. Right, so it's just like a bunch of teenagers get their hands on LSD and other mental mutation agents. They reprogram themselves from what their parents thought they were, which was just something disposed in the sewage system. And this rat teaches them the enlightenment of Buddhism with the practical aspects of Zen and Aikido and such like, yeah? And this is going into children's brains before the age of 10, before any other nonsense can get to them, and saying, mutate yourself, don't be like mum and dad, seek a guru, learn wisdom, learn how to stay alive, learn how to stay on your skateboard, learn how to back each other up. But it looked like a rat. That's just the way it is in the superhero business. Good golly, I'm worrying about the time, but as I say, I'm not making any more videos, so I'll carry on. You can cut this up into small bits to suit yourselves. Did you really know he was going to die that night? Unless it's a miracle, it's very soon now. It's very cold out there. We've managed to get Ali into McDonald's for an hour or so while I charge up this phone that I paid 250 quid for, but I've not been able to charge it up because my efforts in Southville were sabotaged by the woman Pat Niblet just when I was supposed to make the transition from the tent, which was very vulnerable, onto performing on the pavement with my block rocker and my Xperia Z1 smartphone and my microphone, so I don't need to shout. Just when I was ready to do that, she's exposed to the council that I'm in a caravan, which means I've lost my ammunition, which is where am I going to go? You have left me here dying publicly for 4 months now. This is cruel and inhumane, and it doesn't matter what rules you've got to say you can't help. They're wrong. Yeah, well, it's just about to do that, but hey, you know, Pat Niblet, come in, charge up your batteries, get in bed with me, have sex. I don't want to. Go and clean yourself. The place is filthy, your body's filthy, your whole mind is filthy. Clean yourself up. Police. And I realised, you know, if I go into her house for any reason, it's going to end up with the police. And as I discussed with the police officers this morning, I'll go into custody, I'll lose my dog. Well, I have been saying to you, yeah, for a long while, if it wasn't for this dog, I would have been dead 2 years ago. Every day has been a living miracle. My body says, go, you've had enough, it's too sore, it's too sad, it's too cruel. And Ali licking me and going, I want more, I want more, I want more. And it's great when I see her rolling on her back, as she does, except when it's ice. Yeah, that makes me feel good. That's why I'm carrying on. But really what I'm hoping is somebody will spot this dog and think, wish I could have a master like that. All I really need is a place to charge up my batteries. I can continue living on the pavement as long as I can charge up my batteries, because then I can go to places and stand outside and say, hello, I am here to speak with so and so. I'm not shouting, I'm not even Scottish. And the last time I had a drink was month, 2 months, 3 months, a long while ago. Now, who wants to talk with me and tell me what I'm wrong on? You know, all the reasons on record why I have been refused accommodation. All the stuff on record of being offered help and refusing it. Let's discuss it. Fish ponds is a poor quality of life. I want to give what wisdom if any, I've got two, the brightest of the younger in the most upwardly improving area of the community from whence it can be marketed elsewhere. Now I mean, like, I want to turn on the youth of Bedminster to the truth in life and we shovel the beggars and grabbers off the street. Who, would you like some heroin? Would you like some heroin? Come round this corner, see that waistband? But you're in it, mate. Here, have this. It's enough to put you to sleep. And the kids of today will be doing that, whether you old folks are willing to admit it now or not. We want to clean out that which we don't want in our culture. I'll put it another way, like, say the culture, the society, had a cancer, and the cancer's killing it. You see, one thing about cancer is it's not very intelligent. If we kill the host body, we're dead. Cancer doesn't think that smart. Yeah, well, the corruption that has come into your country of allowing vast alcohol excess and all its associated problems, cocaine excess, heroin excess, huge amounts. It's no surprise now when I'm walking to my caravan from Southville to be approached in the street by a well-dressed young man asking, where can I get some white? That's a nightmare for me, man. You really want to be on green. You do not want to be on white. My kids, my grandkids, I would tell them the truth about it right away. The price. You'll end up some skinny beggar in Stokes Croft, trembling on your feet and always drinking a can of lager because somehow or other the heroin doesn't seem to do the whole trick. I had dreams of getting an Oscar. I had dreams of getting a Nobel Prize. I had dreams of getting a council flat. I had dreams of getting justice and getting injustice corrected. I had a 52-inch screen. And then I had to get a replacement with 42-inch after I got out of prison, when they stole the big one. Yeah. Well, that's the way it is, man. Toss of the coin. Stage fright. At one point I was writing my autobiography at the age of about 30 or something like that, 40. Before most of it had happened, I was writing my autobiography. Death by stage fright. And that's where it is, man. When it's your turn to go up the microphone and go, hello, Holy Grail, everybody's looking for it. Because you won't be buying any more of that or that. Yeah, stage fright. As I say, I've been in prison 4 times when I shouldn't have been any time in prison. I was arrested on my 60th birthday, hustled to the floor outside a chip shop by 4 uniformed officers doing an enforced search on an old man on his birthday. Dog joining in, thinking it's all a game, roll about on master's face while they're handcuffing him. Really upsetting. I think that the law is in corrupt hands, and the administration of the law is in corrupt hands, and the cocaine is big money, and big money always controlled any town. Used to be in shipbuilding, used to be in slavery, used to be in coffee, sugar and tobacco. The big money's now in cocaine. Big money is corrupt. You kids will deal with it. I don't care whether I wake up or not, but I probably do. I don't know. Sometimes it's so painful and unpleasant. You don't want to be 63, you don't want to be 60, you don't want to be more than 50. I was ready to pack it in. I remember 48 and a half, got the divorce finalised, and for the last time put her out of the house because she was still getting in for 2 years after the divorce. I put her out of the house, she bit right through my thumb, lost a nail and all that, without hitting her. Produced a son out of that, right? Why am I telling you that? Yeah, I looked at it then, I thought, oh look, Tony Blair and what's his name, new President Bush. No, we will not be doing anything about cannabis. We know you all want it, so we're putting everybody's attention onto terrorism, war, to the extent of blowing up impressive buildings in his own New York City, where he wasn't himself at the time. Yeah, that's disgusting. Anyway, I was willing to admit then, mission failed. Cannabis never gets legalised. Hopefully some of the young ones will remember it. It goes round in circles like that. What the kids were looking at when the parents were just ended being teenagers and become parents. What are they doing? That's what brings up the kids. Then they go off and drift into alcohol and cocaine and other nonsense. But the kids eventually stumble back into the weed. If we've got any future, it'll be in the kids. My generation has knacked it. Anyway, it will smile, Sam, one last time. It's been good doing ya. Yeah, I done well. I might be back, but you never know. You really don't. You won't like being this age unless you've got a very, very, very close friend. That means somebody that's holding your hand at all times, even